Chris Forster a few minutes ago compared you to Warwick Dunn, running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who are some running backs that you've compared yourself to or modeled yourself after since growing up?
Man, it's a good question. There's so many guys that I've looked up to, whose games I like to model after. I love the versatility of Marshall Faulk, and he was kind of a pioneer who, he could run, he could run any route. So I loved watching him. Obviously, the great backs, the Barry Sanders, the Walter Paytons. You can go down the list of all the guys who ran the ball well, but I think just being able to do multiple things, and obviously playing here, one of the most versatile guys to ever play, Roger Craig, was another guy that I always liked the idea of being able to line up anywhere on the field and do different things. So I love those guys' versatility, and they were kind of pioneers. And LaDainian Tomlinson, another guy that I like.
Did you get to talk to Roger Craig after you went 1,000 like him?
I briefly, he had sent me a really nice message and text, and so I was very appreciative of that. He didn't have to do that, but that was definitely good company to be a part of.
Have you met Terrell Davis?
Oh yeah, I've met TD. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't mention him because I grew up watching him. Drew a blank, but he's another guy that I was young obviously when he was playing, but one of the best runners, wide zone runners that the league has seen. So it's kind of cool now that Bobby T and A. Lynn, who know him and obviously are familiar with him, we now get to share the room with them, coaches who coach guys like that.
Going back to the nutrition, were you the kid at the birthday party who didn't get to have cake?
Oh no, I was fired up to have the cake at the birthday party. That was like my escape. Yeah, I was having 2-3 pieces as much as I could while I can.
What was the deal with Wilson? What were kind of, how do we handle this guy?
You got to just minimize the damage at all costs. Tried to have 2 guys on him at all times, but try to have quicks. So knowing when you got to get the ball out of your hands at the quarterback position, and really, there's not a lot of good answers out there. You can try anything. The guy's disruptive in every game, and so I think it's just being able to capitalize on the plays that he doesn't make plays.
Did you, so you knew who he was before you got here, but has anything struck you about his approach or just his game?
I mean, he flashes on tape, and so I kind of always knew how good of a player he was. I remember we played him in 2019 here, and he wrecked our whole game. And then, so I had a huge first impression of him, and it's held true over the last however many years it's been. And I mean, he works unbelievably hard. You can tell he's so dedicated to his craft, from what he eats to how he treats his body, to the way he warms up. He's a technician, he's a pro, and it's fun to watch.
When did nutrition, what you put in your body, become a big deal for you? When did you make that move?
That's from a young age. It kind of bred me and my brothers to play football, and so that was always a big part of our diets. Was we were eating steak and chicken for every meal, and no sodas, and so that's always kind of been a big emphasis in my family.
You have a cheat food thing that you'll give yourself a treat with?
Yeah, I love Oreos. That's I love Oreos and Cool Ranch Doritos. Those are probably the 2.